Let me ask you a question. अगर आज आप गुड़गांव में बिल्डर फ्लोर खरीदने निकलो, what is the first thing that you look at? Builder, corner plot, lift quality, or parking? I mean, most people start there. और honestly, मैं भी शायद वही करता अगर मुझे real estate में appreciation की understanding ना हो. But here's something interesting. In real estate, especially in Gurgaon, the floor is important, but sector is often more important. In fact, I've seen cases where two builder floors had almost the same size, same builder quality, same budget, and even similar specifications. But 5 years later, one property appreciated significantly more than the other. Why? Because they were in different sectors. And that's exactly what we are talking about today. I spent time looking at appreciation trends between 2020 and 2025. And there are three sectors that really stood out when it comes to builder flow growth. Now, before I reveal those sectors, let's understand why sectors matter so much in the first place. Because once you understand this concept, you look at Gurgaon real estate the same way again. See, appreciations generally comes from three major factors. Number one, connectivity. Number two, infrastructure. And number three, scarcity. Let me talk about connectivity first. Imagine two sectors. One has direct access to major roads, metro connectivity, nearby offices within reach, school closes by, and easy movements across the city. The sector takes 20 extra minutes to reach everywhere. Which one do you think buyers and tenants will prefer? Obviously, the first one. Convenience always commands a premium. Now let's talk about the infrastructure. Infrastructure isn't just roads. It's schools, hospitals, malls, commercial hubs, parks, public spaces, and everything that improves quality of life. Whenever infrastructure improves, demand usually follows. And when demand increases faster than the supply, price moves up. And then comes scarcity. This is something many people ignore. When a sector has a very little new supply, buyer starts competing for a limited number of properties. And whenever supply becomes limited, price generally move higher. Now keep these three factors in mind because you'll never notice them in all the sectors we are discussing today. Let's start with sector 56. If I had to describe sector 56 in one line, I'd call it the mature performer. This is not the flashy new kid on the block. This is the experienced player. One of the biggest reasons behind its performance is its location. Direct access to the golf course road is a massive advantage, and anybody familiar with Gurgaon knows how valuable that corridor is. You got a premium residential communities, excellent social infrastructure, good schools, hospitals, restaurants, cafes, daily convenience stores. Almost everything is already available, and that's an important point. Sector 56 isn't dependent on future promise. A lot of sectors sell a dream. Sector 56 is already living that reality. People know the area, families are comfortable moving there, tenants are willing to pay premium for good properties, and buyers feel relatively secure because the location has already proven it. Now, does that mean it's perfect? Not really. Every sector has trade-offs. The biggest challenge with Sector 56 is entry price. Because the market recognizes its strength, you're not discovering a hidden gem here. You're entering an established market. And because new supply is limited, acquisition cost can be relatively high. So why should consider Sector 56? Interiors, someone who prioritizes stability, someone who wants a mature ecosystem, someone who is okay paying more for a lower uncertainty. Now let's move to Sector 57. Personally, I find Sector 57 very interesting because unlike some sectors that witness sudden spikes and then stagnate, Sector 57 has shown relatively consistent movement, and consistency is underrated. Everyone talks about massive appreciation, but smart investors often appreciate predictable growth. Think about it. Would you rather have 1 year of explosive growth followed by years of stagnation, or steady appreciation over multiple years? Many experienced investors choose second option. Now, what's driving Sector 57? A combination of location advantage and infrastructure improvement. The sector benefits from being close to established areas while still having rooms for value. And this is important. Many times, the best investment opportunity exists in areas where the future is visible but hasn't been fully priced in yet. That's often where meaningful appreciation happens. Now, when you're evaluating Sector 57, don't just look at photographs online. Visit the area, walk around, drive through the neighborhood, look at what's happening nearby. Because real estate isn't hyperlocal. One pocket can feel completely different from the another pocket just a few minutes away. Overall, Sector 57 sits in a very interesting position. Not as expensive as some ultra-established locations, not as speculative as emerging zones. It's somewhere in the middle. And for many buyers, that's exactly what makes it attractive. Now let's talk about Sector 65. This is where things becomes a little more exciting and also a little more risky. Whenever people hear stories of significant appreciation, many times those stories begin in sectors like this. Why? Because growth often starts for a lower base. And when the prices start lower, percentage appreciation can sometimes look very impressive. A major growth driver for Sector 65 has been golf course extension. If you followed Gurgaon over the last decade, you'll know how important this corridor has. Commercial development has increased, connectivity has improved, demand has expanded, and gradually more people have started paying attention to the area. What's interesting is that Sector 65 still feels like a sector with future potential rather than a fully mature destination. And that's exactly where the opportunity comes from. But let's be realistic. Opportunity and risk usually come together. Higher upside generally means higher uncertainty. Future appreciation depends heavily on infrastructure execution, commercial growth, and overall demand continuing to. So if you're considering Sector 65, your investment horizon matters. This isn't necessarily a buy today, sell next year story. This is more about believing in the long-term evolution of the area. Now, if you put all three sectors side by side, the comparison becomes much easier. Sector 56 is the mature and established option, relatively safer, stronger ecosystem, higher entry price. Sector 57 is the balanced option, consistent growth, reasonable risk profile, good long-term potential. And Sector 65 is the growth-oriented option. Higher upside, higher uncertainty, more dependent on the future development. And here's the thing. People often ask, which sector is the best? Honestly, that's the wrong question. The right question is, which sector is best for me? Because the answer changes depending on your goals. If you're looking for stability and comfort, your answer may be different. If you're looking for maximum appreciation, your answer may be different. If you're planning to live there versus purely investing, your answer may be different. That's why real estate is never one size fits all. Before buying any property, define your timeline. Are you looking at 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? How much risk can you comfortably take? What kind of returns are you expecting? Once those answers become clear, choosing the sector becomes much easier. And finally, one important thing. Even the best sector cannot compensate for bad property. I don't care how great location is, if the builder has issues, if the paperwork is weak, if the title isn't clear, if due diligence hasn't been done properly, you can still face problems. So before making any decisions, verify the builder, check ownership records, review approvals, conduct proper legal due diligence. These steps may not be exciting, but they can save you from expensive mistakes. And that's it. Those were three Gurgaon sectors that have shown some of the strongest appreciation trends and continue to remain relevant for the builder floor buyer. Now, I am curious, if you had to invest today, which would you choose? Sector 56, 57, or Sector 65? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed data-backed Gurgaon real estate content without the usual sales pitch, follow the growth flow in front. I'll see you in the next one.